So, you want to own a rental property? My name is Garrett Long, owner of Upper Edge Property Management. In this episode, we're going to be discussing how to find a good neighborhood for a rental property. In continuing on in our discussion of finding that perfect rental property, how do you find the perfect neighborhood? In my opinion as a property manager, it comes down to supply and demand. And what do I mean by that? You want to choose an area that appeals to the most amount of renters. This means you want to find an area that matches the average rental rate. So there's numerous studies, and more specifically in Canada, the CMHC, or the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, that breaks down the average rents per city. Let's say, for example, the average rent in your target city is $13.50. So to appeal to the most amount of renters and to ensure your property is in the highest demand, it makes sense to me at least to try and purchase a property in a neighborhood whose average rents are $13.50. Now, you could buy a house that commands a $2,500 rent, but your market will shrink. That means it may take longer to rent out your house, costing you 1 or 2 months in rental loss. And at $2,500, that's $5,000. So now you're armed with the information that you want a property that has a rental rate of $13.50. How do you find out which neighborhoods command this kind of rent? Easy answer: the internet. You will quickly find hundreds of listings, write good notes, and after an evening or two, you're gonna have a pretty good idea which streets, neighborhoods, and areas command that average rent. You can also speak to a local property manager for their perspective to tell you if some of those areas are sketchy, those that rent fast, those that have a higher turnover, etc. You can also speak to your realtor and ask which of those neighborhoods are appreciating the fastest. And then finally, if you're local to that region, go for a drive, get out of your car, take a walk. How does the neighborhood feel? Do you feel safe? Would you let your kids walk home from school? Now, I will qualify. The subject of this segment is how to find good neighborhoods. So if you're an investor that wants only cash flow and is okay with low-income housing market in rougher neighborhoods, that's no problem. There's nothing wrong with that. But you might be looking for a different type of renter, and you'll need to expect larger turnover, vacancies, evictions, and repair costs. And now my time is up. Next segment, we're going to be discussing the emotional component of real estate. Thanks for watching.